My name is John Wildman, and we are going to talk about three short films that are screening at SEEfest, the Southeast European Film Festival in LA. And in this case, normally I do the introductions here, but I'm going to have each one of our participating filmmakers introduce themselves and introduce our audience to each of their films because they have not had a chance to see your films as yet. So let's start. Anna, let's start with you.
With, with me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Elena Stanisheva, and I'm the producer of the short film from North Macedonia, directed and written by Andrej Volkashin, called Snake.
Okay. And Andrej, why don't you tell us what Snake is about?
Hi, well, it's not a simple answer, but I guess for me, it's about how well, I don't have children yet, I hope to have someday, but how children are raised in traditional societies to grow up believing certain things are scary and bad when all they need is more love and more acceptance, I guess. I think that would be the brief answer for that.
Yeah, I think that works for me. Okay, and we have Anna from In Between. Anna, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Meni Pasti. I'm the writer, the director of In Between. I'm from Romania. I don't know what else to say.
Well, tell us about the film.
So the film is based on a personal experience, and what I was interested to explore was our relationship with generosity and the hypocrisy of generosity, and also just loneliness and how sometimes different types of loneliness can bring us together.
I think that works very well for me for this film. Okay, and then Small Talk with Bad Men. We have Meni, and Meni, why don't you introduce yourself and talk to us about Small Talk.
Hello, I'm Meni. I'm from Greece, and I am the co-director of Small Talk with Batman. I co-directed it with Nikos Kolioukos, and this is our short film. What else have I say?
Okay, let's throw to Nikos. And Nikos, why don't you tell us what Small Talk with Bad Men is about?
Hello, I'm Nikos. Small Talk with the Batman is a short story about a man, a thief, who's coming to rob a house and come across with an ethical dilemma, helping an 8-year-old girl whose stepfather abused her mother.
Okay, all right. And we have Dimitra also here with Small Talk with Bad Men. Here's what I want to start with. All the common denominator, the thing that each one of these films have in common is that all of you apparently did not listen to the rule that you don't work with children. What are you doing? As directors, as filmmakers, none of you learned that lesson. But you did. You made wonderful films that included children, that featured children. So I would love for each of you as filmmakers to talk about that process, talk about what you enjoyed about it, but also talk about the challenge and why we are all, as filmmakers, are told not to do this. So let's stay with a Small Talk with Bad Men since we ended with you. Let's have the three of you talk about about our little girl here in this film.
All right. Should I talk?
Sure.
All right. So me and Nikos were very concerned about the little girl. We wanted a very good actress to play this role, and I believe it's difficult to find a 6-year-old girl to play in a good way. So we made so many castings. We saw like 100 girls. I think it was like 100. I don't know. And after all, we end up casting Sophia, who was the little girl in the movie, and she was unbelievably good. And the key of hiring a child is the parents. I mean, Sophia's parents were so amazing and helped us so much through the whole process. And another key is that little Sophia had a great relationship with Batman, the thief, Panos, and they were so close. So he helped her through the shootings so much. I don't know if Nikos have anything else to enter.
Yes, our collaboration was very fun. Um, at the start, at the pre-production, we felt a little bit stressed about working with a little girl. But Sofia was so talented, and she really know how to stay in her marks, saying the lines, taking directions without stop playing. She was very talented.
All right, all right. Let's go to Anna, because I think our boy in between is maybe probably the oldest of the children we have. And yet we have a very careful interplay between him and and our actress in the film. It's kind of a two-hander between the two of them. Talk about working with him and getting out of him what you needed as the director.
So what I think it's great about acting with kids in general, going back to what you initially asked, is the fact that they don't interrupt their life, just like animals don't interrupt their life. So there's always a lesson to be learned there for any filmmaker, any actor, anybody who's doing that. And I know it's common sense what I'm saying, but it's still the undercurrent of every every experience of that kind. This particular boy, he was a little bit older than the character. The character was 12 and he was 13 and a half, so that helped. He was he is a very smart kid, and obviously talented. But also what I really appreciate about him was how serious he was and committed to the work, and how much he was willing to support the project and support me. And he knew it was my first project, and then I'm also acting, not just directing. So he really tried to create as little problems as he could for me. And going back to the relationship with the parents, that was also amazing, because they are coming from a Roma family who's traditionally working on I don't know the word, I don't remember the word now, on the rooftops.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing that kind of work. So very simple family, but very accommodating. So that was also very, very helpful. And just to talk a little bit about the process, I treated him as an adult. I used the dialogue that was it was adjusted to his understanding, but I never assumed that he will not be able to get something because he's a kid. And I work with other kids as well, and in my experience, I think that's very efficient.
And what I have to say right now, because you did point out the fact that you are the actor in the film, and to your great credit as an actor, I didn't recognize you. So congratulations on that. And I guess it also speaks poorly as me as an interviewer. But now let's go to Snake, where I can get the producer's perspective on casting. The children, and also controlling the set, because we have multiple kids. We don't have just one child. We have multiple kids. So you've got to corral a set, and then Andrej, you've got to get the performance. So let's have both of you talk about the kids that you have on Snake.
Okay, I'll start. When we were talking about the film and how we wanted to shoot the film, we decided, actually Andrej was suggesting that we should shoot it in the southeast of Macedonia, which is the area of Lake Doiran. And this is a very small town in Macedonia. It doesn't have anything, it has one school only, and there are like few children. And I was praying as a producer. I was like saying, oh my God, we have to find the kid there, because everything else will be a hassle, because I don't want parents to be on set, first of all, because this is my fourth project with children and animals. And I know what can happen. And I was. It was a challenge because the first time when we do the casting, we end up with nothing. Like we tried to reach because we were doing the casting before the summer, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was before the summer break for the school, and nothing. Nobody answered our calls. We contact the schools, and nobody will help us. And then we decided to do the casting when the school starts around September. And in the second casting, we decided to go to 3 different towns, which are in the southeast of Macedonia, which are Strumica, Gevgelija, and Duran. And there we reached certain schools and also certain drama schools, because we were trying to find kids who are more used to acting, not just regular kids. And to be honest, each casting was full with children, like over 100 children. Andrej can say more because he was there during the castings together with our second AD and together with the production manager. And each casting had a tremendous performance of children. And then this group of children is combined with children from Duran, Strumica, and Gevgelija. And for me as a producer, I had a great responsibility, but at the same time, a great trust by the parents, even though this is a very specific subject for Balkans, for the Balkans, especially when we need to talk about the LGBT community. But they trust me. So the children were coming on set without any supervision. So I was responsible for the children in a way. I mean, the whole team was responsible for the children. And then Andrej can tell how he decided to do the shooting, because they didn't know the script.
Right. And well, Andrej, I actually want you to focus more on just our lead child in particular. And because, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're dealing with nuance with a child to get the performance you want. So what was your technique? How did you work with him?
Well, as a director, I don't consider myself one of those people that try to manipulate the actors into doing something. But in this case, this is the approach I took with the children, and I tried to guide them with every single scene into some kind of a game. So it was all about, and this is specifically why I didn't want them to read the screenplay, because we just wanted to have this kind of energy that can happen out of a child's play. But obviously there was a part where I had to talk to the main actor, Vedran Delijakov is his name. He's very intelligent. He's super smart. So I could actually talk to him as if I was talking to a grown-up. So that was really amazing. But I did not know. This is something I figured out after I got to know him, that he was very mature for his age. So that was great, because there was obviously that part where I had to sit him down and explain to him that his conservative father would have to beat him up because he was wearing his mother's dress. And this is something that I cannot guide him into as a game. I mean, obviously. So everything worked out really well. We were really fortunate. I was really terrified about shooting this kind of theme with specifically with children in a rural area, children that had never acted before. So we were lucky.
Yeah, I think it comes off very well. And I have one last question for all 3 films and our filmmakers, and that is goes to the experience of shooting a short film versus a feature film. And I would love for each one of you briefly to talk about, having done each one of these shorts, if at the conclusion, because again, oftentimes as filmmakers, we go, I'm never doing this damn thing again. And then sometimes, we're energized when we finally lock picture to go, I cannot wait to do the next one again. So I would love for each of you really quickly to talk about that moment when you lock picture, when each film was complete. If you were like ready to just like get the next script going, or you were like going, somebody's going to have to talk me into it. So with that in mind, let's start off, and we'll reverse again. Let's start with snakes. Elena, Andrej, what do you guys think?
I love films. I live for films. I have this adrenaline that keeps me going all the time. Yes, I have the momentary, experience or thought that sometimes I say, I'm not going to do this again, ever again. But that kind of, evaporates very soon because I love the energy. I love the people on set. I don't know. I think I have so much energy that I can just keep going because I actually work on very big films in Macedonia, co-productions and everything. So I don't stop. I just go. For me, it's like I need just a small break and then I can go again.
Andrej, is she a crazy person or do you feel the same way?
No, we are working together for a reason. We're very, very passionate about our work. But I must admit that there was a point when I did think I would never work with children again. Not because they were not, they were children. That's the reason why. They just needed a lot of attention, and I was constantly worried not to like exploit them too much. So that's why I took it like really stressful on me. But yeah, as soon as that's over, I'm pretty sure I'm going to work with children again in the future, very much the same way as we did with snakes. So
okay,
it's like a drug, filmmaking.
Exactly. Well, yeah, it is. All right, and Anna, here we have also the added element that you were also in it, and that's a whole nother thing of like, am I ever going to do that again? So what were your thoughts, when you finally completed this and it was in the can, as they say, and finished? What was in your mind?
That's what it was. I'm never going to do this again. Ever. And I was thinking, okay, if I'm going to ever direct a movie again, I'm not going to be in it. But then I started developing another script, and you write about what you know. So it's based on, again, my life story and other people's life stories on the same subject, let's say. And I'm like, maybe I'm going to do it again. It seems like it's only right to do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's it. But I would say, just as a detail to just kind of express how hard it was for me. So it took me more than 3 months to edit a short film, because in the first month and a half, I would go in the editing room and I would suddenly be out of oxygen and I was feeling sleepy because just my mind was so blocked. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't get past, me and what I was doing. So it's challenging. Right. But I guess it gets better in time.
Yeah. Well, I listen, every film is a different experience, right? And,
Definitely.
It's, I know, for myself, I went through the same thing where, I will never go back in front of the camera again. And then other times I go, now I want to do playtime. I want to play. So small talk with the bad men. Meni, Nikos, you get the last word on this. What were your thoughts? Meni, let's have you start.
All right. Okay, so I am totally shooting sick. I love shootings. I can shoot all night and all day. We were so exhausted through the 5 days of shootings in Small Talk with Batman. It was actually 5 nights, and we were sleeping like 3 hours each day. And I literally couldn't care less because it was so much fun. And the pre-production was so exhausted. We were running every day for everything, all of us, every day. There was no Sundays, there was no Mondays, I don't know. Every day of the week was sick, but I love this. I live for this. I'm studying for this. So the moment the movie was ready, the shootings was ready. I was like, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it another thing. I don't care. And because of the pandemic, the last shootings I had was so far away from now, so I miss it so much. I can do shootings all the time,
Okay.
especially
And-
theaters.
all right. So Meni's a runaway train on this. Nikos, what about you?
When we finished the shootings, I felt so exhausted. I would like to make the day off, not doing anything. But after 1 week, I would like to edit this film with Meni. I would like to see what we have, what we shooted. So now with the COVID situation, I can't wait to be part in the next shootings. I can't wait.
Okay. All right. And Dimitra hasn't had a chance to talk. She's been listening to all of this. So Dimitra, I'm going to give you the final word. Are all of these crazy people or no?
If they're crazy, then I'm crazy too.
Ah!
Because it's just like everyone before me said. After you finish, you're just like, not I'm not doing this again. You're like, how am I going to do this again? It's just that fear of how am I going to go through this again. But like exactly 1 week later, because you're so used to all this intensity, you need to be in it again. It's I don't know if it's something. I don't know. It must be a sickness because you get used to it. It's pretty addicting.
You know, but
Yes, it's an
you're
addiction.
absolutely right. You know, and that's why we say, like, you know, our film, we have our film family, right? You know, everybody in our crew, that we get that intense feeling because we've been in it together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I am glad that everybody here is crazy enough to have done this, because these are 3 wonderful films. Again, we've been talking about In Between with the director Anna Pasti, Small Talk with Bad Men, and hopefully I'm not going to really be terrible with your names. Meni Tsilialidou, is that right? No, Meni, what's your last name?
Tsilialidou.
Oh, darn, I was so close. And Nikos Kolioukos?
Somehow.
Nah, all right, Nikos, is your last name? Nikos, tell us your last name.
Kolioukos.
Okay. And then Snake with Andrej Volkashin.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and
Excellent.
Elena Stanislava. Yes.
Stanisheva.
Stanislava.
Yeah, Stanislava is a name.
Yes. All right. So you know, when we're finished with this, you can all say my name really badly, so you can match. But again, all
Hello.
3
I
films,
think it's fine.
Wildman. But again, all 3 films screening at SEEfest LA, the Southeast European Film Festival. It's been wonderful talking movies with all of you. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.